Hi, it's me, Brady. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well. I want to talk about something that's an accomplishment for sure, 100% an accomplishment, and one that I'm extremely grateful for, but one that I didn't anticipate happening 5 or so years ago, younger me. And not because I didn't think that I had what it took or didn't see myself getting so good or to this level, I guess I should say, but more so just because it wasn't a dream that I had thought of, and that's getting a film that I shot in a film festival. It's happening right here. We're at the screening. I just kind of want to share this journey that I experienced with you guys and talk about, the journey, the film festival, challenges on the project, and just kind of sit here and chat about it. So this film that I'm referring to is a film that you have actually seen snippets of on this channel before in the form of lighting breakdowns, and I've done a lot of these lighting breakdowns for this film Cardiac Hill. Now Cardiac Hill was written and directed by Mr. John Canfield. Thank you so much if you are watching this, John. And really without him and without the entire crew that we had, I'm gonna leave everybody down below because I love them so much. It came to be this little family that quickly developed over the week of this short. But essentially this short, for whatever I can say, is a drama thriller where the main character has to get surgery and takes on some characteristics of her donor. Really fun concept, actually. So I kind of just want to talk about, how I got this project, a little bit about it. So for me, this was my first kind of more legitimate short film that I've shot. Of course, we've all shot those little 5-minute budget ones at home, but this was my first kind of legitimate short film. Check this out. A little bit of intimidation, I will say, a little bit of imposter syndrome also, and it was also my first film to ever be screened in a proper film festival, which is wild. So this was screened at Arizona International Film Festival. See, the cool thing is when we were shooting this in Tucson, we shot this here in the city, literally a lot of the scenes a block from here. The cool thing was, as I cross the street here and not get hit by a car, is that we said, what if the first premiere of this film was back here in Tucson, and now we're back here in Tucson.
It feels the perfect place to be.
The perfect place?
Yeah, I mean, we filmed the alley right over there.
Yeah, I know, the alley was right somewhere, I don't know.
Turn that corner.
Turn the corner. Which is so cool because we shot a significant part of this film in Tucson, Arizona, literally a block away from where this was screened. So that made it even more full circle. So that was a super chilling, fun experience in it of itself. But it really didn't hit me at first, I don't think. I was just oh, that's awesome. We got into the film festival. And then it wasn't until I was flying down there. And then I was wait, my work is going to be screened on a big screen in front of people. And it was so terrifying up until right before. Then I was oh my God, wait, I'm excited for this. And it's something that we should all be excited for and not nervous about and not be critical of right before, because it's an accomplishment, it's an achievement, it's something that I'm going to remember forever. So just getting in there and sitting down, and again, I didn't film too much, but just sharing with everybody a little bit about the film and watching it and talking and laughing with other people and meeting people, it's all so fun. And I'm so grateful and so excited about it. And everybody else that screened a film, because there were 6 shorts that were screened, everybody was so nice and so so talented. When I took beautiful work, some of them were student films, beautiful work. So I'm over there criticizing myself as I screen it, and I'm this is awful. I could have done this or I could have done that. But partway through, I realized, and I was artwork is screened here. We are on the screen just as much as all of these other people are. And then I started to finally, for the first time ever, just open up my eyes and be wow, I should pat myself on the back for this. I should take a little minute to celebrate instead of being so critical of my own work. Because at first I was so intimidated by everybody having this beautiful work, and I was I'm just me. I'm just a boy that likes cameras. But I want to talk about the process of getting into the film festival before anything. So I didn't submit this directly, so I can't speak too much on the direct process of it, but there is something called Film Freeway, I believe it is. But it's where there's just a bunch of different festivals and a bunch of different categories to where you can search and find stuff within the price range and all of that to submit your films to festivals to get it screened like this. So I don't want to dive too much in detail into it, but that's just a little quick tip if you're curious about the film festival process. But something about being back in Tucson led me to reminisce a lot on this film, a lot on the film set. And I want to talk about some of the challenges, some of the great things about it. And I mean, when you're with a crew that's like 8 people, I think that's all we had, you become a family, especially when you're shooting for 7 days straight. You become like a dense family. And you come to love each other very, very quickly because you're putting in strenuous hours. So that is always one of the best parts about projects like this is you grow with the people that you're around, and it just makes it so fun. And by the end of it, you're like, wait, what happened all the time? And don't want to leave, and you're like, oh my God, we're never going to see each other again. And all of these sad thoughts. But there were challenges in this project as well. I think one of the main challenges is the time. This was like long days, 6 days and 1 travel day in the middle. And all of them were like 14-hour long days, just because like we had all of the stuff that we needed to get, and we were all just committed. And that's one of the best parts about it, especially smaller projects like this, is we're all in. We want this. We're staying up the long hours. But by the end of it, you're like, oh my God, I'm exhausted. Like hour 12 is coming around and you still have another shot to get. So that was definitely a big challenge. And another challenge that we definitely overcame was, let's backtrack a little bit. John reached out to me. I didn't know John previously. So he found me through, look at that, YouTube, between this and this here. And I never thought that I would get film work through YouTube. I was just like, they're 2 different entities. But John found me through YouTube. So I never met John until day 1 of filming. And then, leading up to it, he was like, all right, well, I've got some friends, like we're working on a budget here. I've got some friends from high school that are going to be the gaffers and grips. And he continued to say that they had never done this before. So in the back of my head, I'm like, what is this going to lead to? This is going to be disastrous. Oh my God. But day 1, I'm never going to forget it. Day 1, shout out to Blaze and Dan. If you're watching this, I love you guys, because they came to me the first day knowing that they'd never done this a day in their life. Yes, John gave them like a 2-week crash course on how to set up stands and all of that, but aside from that, never in their life. So instead of faking it and coming to me and lying, they just came to me and said, we don't know shit, but we can lift things. Tell us what to move. And I was like, well, all right, let's go from there. And so quickly, these guys just learned. And like I had them setting up lights, breaking down, doing everything that a gaffer and group would do. And then by day 6, I remember there was a day where I was just like, all right, we need to put sun through the window. We need to do this. I went out to check on them and they had it set up. And I was like, wow, these guys learn fast. So that was definitely a challenge that up front, I was like, we're doomed. But we overcame it, and we overcame it with flying colors. I caught Blaze yesterday asking Dan for one of these things, and all I hear is him yelling across the street, get me the thing that, the cone or whatever. He's like, if a dog can't scratch itself, he wears that. Boom. Best example ever.
I learned it this week.
So that was definitely a challenge. Time, the small crew. We never have these roles of like, oh, well, I'm just a DP, or I'm just a gaffer, or I'm just sound. We all just kind of help each other out. And that's what I love about sets like this. So I just wanted to share a little bit of this journey, a little bit of this experience, the film, and just talk about the challenges of it, because nothing, I mean, from the outside, whether it looks perfect and well-rounded or not, there's always going to be challenges and, you know, a ladder and a learning curve with each and every project that you're doing, this one included. So I don't know, I guess just appreciate all of these little accomplishments. Make sure that when this happens for you, enjoy it, and just appreciate not only the beautiful, fun accomplishments like this, but also just all the struggling points of during production, or all of those hiccups. And my battery died. We're just gonna finish like this. I'm sorry. I appreciate you guys for sitting around and listening to me ramble, and I love you all for that. So make the most of the small achievements, the big achievements, and everything in between, and go put a film in a film festival. I don't know, or not, either way. That's all. Love you. Okay, bye.